So for this explainer, forget what you think you know about a crime scene. We're not just analyzing evidence, we're stepping inside a game where the rules are a mystery and the final level is death itself.
The first thing the detective noticed was the shoes.
Yeah, perfectly polished, standing neatly beside a blood-stained carpet. It's as if their owner had just calmly stepped out of them right before dying.
Okay, so picture this, a quiet suburb outside Chicago, the kind of place where nothing more exciting than a stolen bike ever happens. A death like this doesn't just feel wrong, it feels meticulously, terrifyingly staged. This was not a crime of passion, no way. This was something else entirely.
And when you look closer, the details, they just don't add up at all. You've got these pristine shoes. The door was locked from the inside with zero sign of a break-in. The victim, a guy named Daniel Reeves, is sitting calmly in his chair with no sign of a struggle. And the strangest part? A faint, serene smile is frozen on his face. What is that?
You know, Detective Aaron Cole, he's seen hundreds of crime scenes. But this one was different. It wasn't just quiet. It was this heavy, unnatural silence. The kind that follows a performance, waiting for an applause that's never gonna come. And that's when he saw it, tucked away so small you'd almost miss it. A tiny camera, its little red light just blinking, steadily. This wasn't just a crime scene, it was a recording studio. Someone had watched the whole thing unfold. So, that little blinking red light, it changes absolutely everything. The mystery isn't just in the room anymore, it's all on a memory card. And the confession it holds, well, it isn't from a killer.
So the playback begins. We see Daniel Reeves sitting in his chair, completely alone, just sipping some whiskey. Everything seems normal, quiet.
And then, bam! He turns his head and looks straight into the lens. There's no surprise, no fear. It's a look of pure, chilling recognition. He knew he was being filmed.
He then stands up, not in a panic, but with this strange sense of purpose. He calmly takes off his shoes and places them perfectly parallel on the floor. It's a ritual. He sits back down and just waits. A few moments later, a shadow falls across the doorway. We never see a face, never a body, just an unmistakable presence entering the room. And Daniel's reaction to this presence? He doesn't flinch, he doesn't scream, he simply smiles. A calm, accepting smile. And then the footage cuts to black. No gunshot, no struggle, just silence.
Back at the station, Detective Cole comes to a horrifying realization. I mean, the conclusion is inescapable. This wasn't a murder, it was a performance. And Daniel Reeves was the star.
Okay, so if it's a performance, that means there has to be a script, a director, right? The investigation pivots completely. They're not looking for a killer anymore. They're looking for a puppet master. And Cole digs into Daniel's life and discovers he was living by a very strict set of rules.
The cycle of control was so mechanical, it's chilling. First, the victim gets huge, untraceable payments. Then they're instructed to isolate themselves completely. They become paranoid, start mentioning these unbreakable rules. And finally, they just wait for the final instruction.
The proof was right there on Daniel's laptop, an encrypted email with a single line that confirmed Cole's worst fears. Level 7 complete. Prepare for final instruction. This wasn't a performance. It was the final level of a game. And this single email just blows the whole thing wide open. I mean, if there's a level 7, there must have been levels 1 through 6. And if there's one player, there are probably more. The case just went from a single bizarre death to a potential network.
So Cole starts tracing the money, and it leads him to them. Other victims, scattered across the country. A teacher in Texas who drowned in a bone-dry swimming pool. A mechanic in Nevada found buried alive. All had died without a struggle. All had received those same unexplained payments. They were all players in the same game.
You start to realize the objective was never simply to kill these people. It was about absolute psychological control, to systematically dismantle their free will, to erase their fear, and to condition them until accepting death felt like just another logical step in the game.
Just as Cole begins to grasp the horrifying scale of this network, the game, it makes a move of its own. It breaks the fourth wall. The observer is about to become a participant.
A package arrives at his desk.
Inside, a burner phone. The moment he picks it up, it rings. A digitally distorted voice says, "Detective Cole, you've been watching us. Now it's your turn to play." The line goes dead, and then a text message lights up the screen. 3 simple words that turn his entire world upside down. Level 1 starts now. And before he can even process it, the second notification. It's a video link. He clicks it, and his blood runs cold. He's looking at a live feed from inside his own apartment. Someone is there, right now.
This is not a case anymore. It's personal. It's happening to him. The hunter is now officially trapped inside the game, and the clock has just started ticking.
He races home, finds the door slightly ajar. Inside, everything is normal, except for one thing. On his coffee table, his own shoes placed neatly side by side, and next to them, a note. Follow the rules and you live. Break them, and you already know how this ends.
So Detective Cole is now player 1. He's being watched, he's been given a rule, and he knows what happens to those who reach the final level. The question is no longer about solving a crime, it's about survival. Which leaves us with one final thought. When the game comes for you, what is your next move?